In our last video, we looked at how do we use Windows File Explorer to organize our information and find our files quickly. But let's talk about those files. What is it that they do? How do we work with them? And how do we move them around? So let's get started on that. First up, I've got a series of files here. In fact, I've got 4 of them, and they all have the exact same name. Yet, if I look at it closer, they're all different. They have different icons on my left-hand side, and under my type, you're going to notice that they have different files. One is a Word document, one is a PDF, a text document, and a compressed folder. Something's called a zip file. Well, the difference is in something called file extensions. That is, in Windows, we have a file name, a dot, and then an extension. These extensions used to be limited to only 3 characters, but now we can have more. And they tell Windows what type of file it is. That is, what application is needed to open that file correctly. So a docx file is opened by Microsoft Word, where a txt file is opened by Notepad, and a zip file is opened by, Windows File Explorer. Each one is handled differently. Because of encoding and proprietary formats, they all matter. So this can be confusing, which is why we use the icons to make it a little bit less confusing. Now, on Windows 11, they have modified some of these icons to hopefully be a little bit easier for people to see. I personally find them a little bit bigger. And sometimes I like the old just for nostalgia's sake, but sometimes new's not that bad either. I can tell you I get a lot of files that don't have the right extension because by default, Windows Explorer is going to hide the extensions. So what I want to do is come to my View tab, come over to File Name Extensions, click on that, and now I can see my extensions. So if I need to change a file and the extension, let's show you how to do that. I'll give you a good example. A web document, a .html file, is a text file, just like my sample.txt. Now inside of it, there's some special codes so that it can be rendered by a web browser. But all I have to do to change it from a text file to an HTML file is right-click, rename, and I'm going to choose, instead of saying .txt, .html. It's going to warn me and say, hey, are you sure? This might make the file unstable. Say yes. And you notice that now it's showing as an HTML document. It shows a different icon. So really simple and easy things to do like that. Now all these files happen to be empty, which is why my size is 0K. Now sometimes if I'm low on my storage space, I need to find big files and maybe go, do I really need this? And so I can click on any of these columns and sort. So for example, right now my size is all basically the same, but if I click on it once, my largest, a 1 kilobyte file, goes to the top. Likewise, I can sort by name, which is the default. It's going to sort first by name and then by extensions. So all these are named sample, so it then goes to extensions. I can also do by date modified, type, and I can even add extra columns if necessary. But this is my standard columns and I like this, so I'm going to keep it as is. If I need to move this PDF file to someplace else, let's say I want to copy it to my desktop, I have a couple ways I can do it. I can click and drag. Now notice that if I drag, it says move to desktop. That means it's no longer inside my file folder, it's now in my desktop folder. That's right, your desktop is just a special folder that Windows knows about and handles a little bit differently. Might go, wait a second, that's not what I want. I don't want to move it. I want to make a copy of it. Well, I'm going to do Control-Z to undo that. Now I'm going to copy this sample file. I'm going to click, drag, but now I'm going to hold down my control key. And holding down the control key, it makes a copy. Now I keep a new copy on my desktop and a copy in my fall folder. These two are copies, and that means any change that occurs to one is ignored by the other. Okay, so they are completely independent. If I go to drag and hold the Alt key, I can create a link. You notice it looks like your file, but notice it's got a little arrow here on the bottom left-hand side, and at the bottom it says shortcut. That means that this is a link, or it's a reference to that original file. If I delete this one, it does not delete my original, only deletes the shortcut. Any changes made to one will show up in both places. Now, I don't have to use click and drag, and some people don't like to. They either have issues with their wrists or their hands. They want to find other ways of working with it. Okay, so let's say I want to copy or move these files to another folder. Now, I'm going to hit Windows E, so I have a second folder. Okay, 2 folders are open. In this case, I'm going to go to my Dropbox folder. I'm going to go to my classes subfolder I have here. Of course, you can put anything you want, anywhere you want. And I'm going to kind of put these like this so I see both. Now I can drag and drop just like I did with my desktop. But I want to show you another way. I'm going to select sample, Control C, come to my new window, click inside of that, Control V, and that makes a copy. I'm going to select sample.zip, and I want to move this folder into a new one. I can do Control X. That's going to cut it. You notice that when I did that, it went a little bit grayed out. Come over here to Classes folder, Control V. I paste it in. What I do, it's removed from my original folder. So I can use keyboard shortcuts. Some people find that a little bit faster than dragging and dropping, especially if I have a bunch of windows open. But let me show you one other thing I can do. I'm going to select my sample file, right-click on it. If I scroll down, you notice I can cut or copy here. So I don't have to remember my keyboard shortcuts. I think it's a good idea to know them, but you don't have to. So I can copy or cut, come here into my other folder, right-click, paste, and there's my file. So this makes it very easy to move files around from folder to folder to help you go and organize. Sometimes what I have to do is I've been busy and I haven't been organized. I have to stop and take a day, create some good folder structures, and organize my stuff. Because I, like everyone else, sometimes just dump everything into documents. I don't dump everything into my desktop. I always like to keep my desktop clean. It's hard to find things in there if you've got 100 icons on it. It's harder to work. People go, well, I'm just going to put this while I'm working on it, and then they never clean it up. So try to avoid that trap. Be organized like I showed you in the last video. Use your files, move them around, copy them as necessary. Be organized, and you'll do so much better. Up next, we're going to focus on how do we search within Windows. We've gotten a few little hints before. Now we're going to bring it all together and make it much more effective. We'll see you in the next video.